Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and I'm here today to clear my shelves once again. Welcome to the second episode of my Clearing My Shelves series. Obviously, I forgot to mention this in the last episode, but this series or this idea was popularized by Becca over at Becca and the Books for her Shelve It or Scrap It series. So I just want to always thank her for encouraging me, at least, to read from my shelves because I have so many freaking books. My physical TBR at home is incredibly long and I need to make my way through it. So for March, I decided because I have some middle grade books on my TBR, I wanted to tackle these books in middle grade March. A lot of people tend to read middle grade in March for the alliteration, of course, and I wanted to partake in that as well. I had a couple of middle grades on my shelves that I've been wanting to read for a really, really long time. They are, I would argue, probably extremely popular middle grade series. So the first book I read for this vlog is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston, Tilly and the Book Wanderers by Anna James, and then Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I will send you back to Kelsey last week where I started with Amari and the Night Brothers, and we'll come back at the end. Hello, welcome to the first clip of this vlog. Obviously, hopefully, I did a better introduction and I told you guys that this is another clearing your shelves video. And because I'm doing it in March, I really wanted to theme it around middle grade March because I don't find I reach for the middle grade books on my TBR shelves that I've accumulated over the past couple of years. It's not a lot. I don't reach for middle grade all the time, but I do sometimes pick up the most popular ones or the ones I've heard about that I think sound interesting. And they've created like a little bundle on my shelves. This was also going to come later in the month, but a bunch of the audiobooks came in. So I decided, like, why not? I need some happiness. If you watched my last vlog that I'm literally just putting up right now, it was my NK Jemisin vlog. A lot of things have happened in the world and I just want to feel happiness. So I decided, why not pick up Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston? This was gifted to me by my friend Simone so long ago. So thank you, Simone. I'm finally getting to it and I'm really, really excited to do so. I literally don't think I've ever seen a bad review for Amari and the Night Brothers. I don't know about the continuations. I don't know how frequently people have picked up the sequels. At least for this first book, I could tell you that I've never seen a negative review ever. Amari and the Night Brothers follows our main character, Amari Peters, who loses her brother Quentin mysteriously. Her and her mother have no idea where he went. They just know that he worked in this mysterious job and now he's gone, no contact with them. It seems like the government has no idea where he is. Police have no idea where he is. So Amari and her mother are really, really struggling to deal with this. However, one day Amari finds a ticking briefcase in her brother's closet, which leads her to the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs. There, where she learns about fairies, vampires, Quentin's job, what the hell he was doing, and that she is a magician herself. So far I am 1/3 of the way through this, really, really liking it. I often like middle grade in general because I enjoy the like whimsy that authors take on when they write middle grade books. I like the voice of a middle grade main character because I just feel like it's so innocent, pure, and fun, while also having the author tackle these discrepancies or goings on of our world in these middle grade books. Within this, obviously, Amari is dealing with racism and classism specifically in both the like real world where she went to a private school and then this supernatural Bureau of Affairs where she's also going to summer camp to discover her like magical abilities, and she also experiences both racism and classism there as well. I think this is incredible for B.B. Alston to add to the book for younger readers because I think obviously it is something that younger readers deal with and also some younger readers don't and need to develop empathy for people in their youth before they get to the old age and act like idiots. So anyways, I'm really enjoying this and I find it really cute. But anyways, I'm really enjoying this and I find it really cute and I'm going to definitely continue it now. I'm going to a concert tonight, so I'm really excited. We're going to see Rise Against. And so I'm just trying to like clean the house, make it like a little bit accessible for my mom so while she's taking care of my son that, you know, it's a breeze and, you know, she's not dealing with his whims with obstacles in the way. I'm just going to do some of that, probably get the dishes cleaned so that my mom is able to use them for supper. While I'm doing all that, I'm going to be listening to Amari and the Night Brothers. So I would like to really, really get another third of the way through before the end of the day or before I have to go to the concert so that tomorrow I can really read the last third and finish this book so I can move into the next ones as well because I'm really, really excited for this vlog. Like I said, I like to turn to middle grade when I need some like whimsy and fun, and so I'm really looking forward to that. Hello I wanted to give a quick update because I'm about to leave to go to my spin class, and I wanted to talk about how I got 2/3 of the way into Amari and the Night Brothers, and I'm really enjoying it. I think the mystery surrounding Quentin and his partner disappearing is really interesting because it's bonding together two main characters, I guess, which is Amari and Dylan, who is the sister of Quentin, which is Amari's brother's partner. And the story is essentially surrounding this idea that magicians are very, very dangerous people to this magical world. And if you're a magician, you are like an illusionist in a way. And so that's what causes you to be extremely dangerous, because you can change the perception of the way people see, think, hear, right? So that is where this, I guess, magical version of racism is coming in, or the allegory for racism is coming in, while also Amari is translating her feelings on being a magician and how she is being mistreated as a magician with the racism that she experienced like in our world. So it's all very, very interesting, and I think the allegory is like perfectly done. I'm really, really enjoying that aspect. I like the mystery surrounding Quentin, his disappearance, what's going on, the sort of corruption, I guess, in the system that is being alluded to with Quentin's disappearance, and this mystery surrounding this magician called Moreau that they have captured, and his associates who's helping him behind the scenes as he is currently in prison. So all of this is really engaging. I'm having a really good time. I'm excited to see how the story develops, how Amari's friendships with her two friends at school develop as well. And that's it. I'm going to go to spin. I will come back home. I'm probably gonna have lunch with my family. I wanted to go out, but it's like pouring rain today. I think I'm just gonna go to spin class, take a shower, probably eat here. We'll see what we're doing tonight. We don't have any more plans anymore because I find as a society we're really, really used to snow in Canada, and then when it rains and it's all slushy and gross on the floor, like that's where our limit is. We're like, no, we're not doing anything now. So I'm going to see if we end up doing anything. If not, maybe we'll order in something fun. I don't know, we'll see. So I'll keep you updated.
What the dog doing?
So every now and again, a middle grade book comes to remind me why I enjoy reading from this age range so much. And Amari and the Night Brothers was here to remind me why I actively enjoy middle grade books. The mystery surrounding Amari's brother brought forth a really nice emotional depth to the narrative, while also adding to a really engaging plot. Amari's looking for her brother. She's joining and discovering this Bureau of Supernatural. She's meeting and introducing herself to new aspects of the world that she didn't previously know. I feel like this missing brother plot was really, really engaging. I think B.B. Alston also did an excellent job at demonstrating the racism and classism that Amari experiences in both the real world, our world, and the supernatural world. And I think, as per any time it is brought up in middle grade novels, I think it's really important for younger readers to both see themselves in a book and also for those who need it to expose themselves to these types of experiences. In general, I found Amari to be a really, really, really strong character for younger readers to pull from, and I hope that younger readers can find like inspiration and see themselves in Amari. My small little complaint just at the fact that I am an adult reader, so I did find some of the writing to be a bit more convenient, so it made some of the pacing and some of the writing in specific scenes to feel a tad off for me. Again, obviously take into consideration that I am a 33-year-old woman reading a book for like 9 to 12-year-olds. But I went into this not completely sure if I was going to enjoy middle grade anymore, if I was going to want to continue the series. And now I know that I need to get the next Amari and the Night Brothers book. Really, really loved this. Gave it a 4.5 stars. It was almost perfect. Obviously, there was those writing issues that I had a bit of trouble with, but otherwise loved it. And I decided right away last night to move into the first book in the Pages & Co series, Tilly and the Book Wanderers by Anna James. This follows a young girl named Tilly Pages who lives and works with her grandparents at their like Pages bookstore ever since her mother disappeared. And one day Tilly discovers that her favorite book characters are starting to wander in the shop. So I read the first third of the novel so far this morning, and I will say that I think it reads a bit younger than Amari and the Night Brothers. Like, you can definitely see how Amari and the Night Brothers would be titillating on like a YA range about, and this one is definitely like a younger middle grade voice, which is fine because I still think it's like cute and lovely, but I'm definitely having to like put myself in that mindset. The first 100 pages so far in regards to the plot is exactly what the description on the back says. We understand that Tilly has lost her parents before she was even born, or able, well, no, not before she was born. The mother had to birth her, but like from a very young age that she doesn't really remember them. And she has lived with her grandparents ever since, and her grandparents own this bookshop. In the first 100 pages, she has interacted with Anne from Anne of Green Gables and Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and she's very confused by these interactions because obviously she's like, they're not imaginary, but no one else sees them. And at the same time, her grandparents are getting a visit from a man named Enoch Gray. He is mysteriously watching her and coming into the shop to speak with her grandfather. And so Tilly begins to understand that there is something that her grandparents aren't telling her, and it might be in regards to the fact that she's able to see her favorite fictional characters in real life. It's really reminding me of Inkheart. I'm really struggling not to compare the two, so I'm hoping that I can kind of get over this, but it is a very similar plot to Inkheart. I want to see if other people have read Inkheart, if they've compared it, if they feel the same way that I have, or if they enjoyed it more because they get this relationship with it. So I'm interested to see if, what's funny, my favorite characters from Inkheart, if they'll make me enjoy Tilly and the Book Wanderers. I'm going to continue listening to this. I'm really hoping I can finish it today. I am still 2/3 of the way from the end, but because again, it has that young voice, I'm really hoping that I can get through this quickly and start the next book, the next middle grade book that I'm really excited for, which I guess in a way, as a review, doesn't bode well for Tilly and the Book Wanderers, but I'm still enjoying it. I just want to make that clear. Okay, ciao. Hello. So as I suspected, I did get the other third of the way through in like roughly an hour. I feel like I was in the middle of my lunch when I updated you last, and now it's about 2 p.m. So I'm going to definitely try to finish this by the end of the workday, which I think I can because it is actively keeping me engaged. I'm enjoying it. I really like our characters, and it's an easy way to listen to a book while also working because these characters are so easy to know, and like you feel like you know them, which I think is like just all very fitting for the themes of the novel and like what's going on with traveling in these worlds and feeling connected to characters. In the last third, what we really learned was how book wandering works and how there is this entire secret society that lives under the libraries to help people who book wander and who enter different stories. So we have Tilly and her friend Oscar because Oscar was taken into the books by Anne Shirley, and they're like, oh, that's weird. Already we are demonstrating that Tilly's communication and interactions with characters is different from other people. She's very one off, it seems to be. And there is a revelation to that I won't get into because I do think it was like a nice touch to the novel. But again, very similar to Inkheart. So if you've read Inkheart, I do think you can kind of gather where this novel's going. Saying that though, I will say this has been a pretty enjoyable read. Like I said, very easy to listen to, very easy to understand where it's going, and very easy to sort of turn my brain off and do what needs to be done today. So I'm going to continue listening to this. I'm very hopeful that I will finish it by the end of the day. I'm going to make myself a coffee now while listening to some sprints while getting through this and continue working, continue listening. I'll probably be able to update you by the end of the day. I do want to go to the gym before I pick up my son, so it could be that my next update is when my son is here, but whatever, that's unrelated to you guys. Hello. So, yes, it's been a couple of days since I last updated you because I finished Pages and Co, I think on probably Monday, and I didn't update you because I had to go pick up my son, and then he was being really like he's here. He was being really like loving and cuddly. So I don't like to film him. Obviously, he's right there and he's trying to get into the frame, but I don't like filming him. So if he's really cuddly, I try not to record. So right now he's doing okay. It's the morning. He's not as cuddly. We just cuddled all night, obviously. So he's good. And then yesterday I went to my friend's house, came home, and then my partner was here all night. And I hate recording in front of him like as if he doesn't know that I do this. Needless to say, I did finish this on Monday. I did enjoy it a bit more than I think it appears in the updates, but I did give this a 3.5 stars. So it wasn't a full 4 stars, but I did really enjoy it. It's very reminiscent, as I've said, of Inkheart, but different enough that I think if you enjoy one series, you'll enjoy the other one. It has all of the charm that captivates readers with the idea of going into their favorite books and interacting with their favorite characters, while also paired with a really warm story about family and friendship. I'm so sorry for this disaster that's occurring during this update. I forgot to mention that there is supposed to be like a huge ice storm today in Quebec. So all the daycares are closed, and that's why he's with me here today. But back to what I was saying, this was really fun, and I really enjoyed the adventure that we went on, especially given that Tilly ended up being a really enjoyable character for me. It was at the same time feeling really magical without being overbearing with a world building. I think the pacing in the middle felt a bit sluggish to me, especially compared to both the beginning and the end. So it felt like it was dragging, and I think that that's where the missteps of my feelings for it went. But overall, this felt really nostalgic for the books that Small Kelsey used to read. So I know that I would have absolutely devoured this a long time ago. So, like I said, 3.5 stars, really enjoyed it. I am 1/3 of the way through Holopox, but I'll put a picture of it here because you are currently on it. But Holopox is the third book, I think. Yes, the third book to the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. I love this series. It follows our main character named Morgan Crow, who is a cursed child. So if anything goes wrong in the town that she lives, the people blame it on her because it's obviously her fault as she is the cursed child. And because she's so cursed, she's doomed to die at midnight on her 11th birthday. But just when it's about to happen, a man named Jupiter North sweeps her away to this magical city called Nevermore. So we are now in the third installment of this. Morgan Crow is going to school with her friends, and it is just a lovely, lovely middle grade. It is exactly what I want in middle grade. It's what I enjoy in middle grade, which is like school settings, learning things, making friends, developing these like found family friendships. And now we're really, really in deep, right? We're in the third book. So we're really developing on Morgan Crow's magical abilities specifically. That's all I'll say. The first third, I think, took me a little bit to get into. And it's probably because I feel like the Nevermore series is a really intricate series. And we are now at page 181 to get 1/3 of the way through the novel. So it's also the longest book I'm reading for this. And I think it's simply because I find Nevermore to be an incredibly developed world and Morgan Crow to be an incredibly developed character. It took me a while to get in because obviously I didn't reread the first two. So I had to remember Morgan's friendships, the school that she's at, and what she's learning specifically, and also the power that she has developed, which is actually similar to Amari and the Night Brothers. So I like that there's this like common theme within middle grade books. So he is being incredibly killingy right now, and he wants me to hold him. So I will get to that and I will continue listening to Holopox and get back to you. I want to finish it today, so I'm going to try to get to the next third relatively soon. Hello. So I wanted to do a quick update for Holopox because I got in the second third of the way through the book and I'm really really enjoying this. What I'm really liking and I find a bit ironic is that Jessica Townsend published this in 2020, this novel which is focusing on a virus that's attacking a certain group of people in the society was published the year that we experienced the pandemic, something that we had not experienced in our lifetimes. And Morgan Crow is sort of going through this as well, but it's specifically attacking the Wunimals. You could think of them sort of like if you watched Wicked, like certain animals get like a sentience and they are different from like the normal animals. And so these Wunimals are being attacked by this virus that they are referring to as the Holopox because once the virus is like taken out of their body or whatever, they become these like hollow beings that are of nothing. And the Wunimals, when they are infected by the Holopox, become like their most animalistic selves. And Wunimals are already experiencing discrimination in the society. And by reverting back to their animal selves, it is only furthering this discrimination that was already present in the society. So the number one thing I love in middle grade books is when the middle grade books are tackling real life situations and complex ideas in a way that younger children understand because it allows for younger children to be exposed to these ideas early on and develop empathy. As all of this is occurring, Morgan Crow is also learning more about how she is a wondersmith and how this relationship to magic affected people in the past. So she has a special class at school where she's learning the history of wondersmiths because she seems to be the only one currently right now in their society. Really, really liking it. I'm really liking my experience. I love the audiobook. I forgot to mention this in the first third, but the audiobook has like music and stuff and it's like really cute. And I think it adds like a special something to the book. And I'm just having a really, really excellent time. I'm hoping that I can finish this tonight so that tomorrow at least I can film the like intro and outro of this video and I'm not posting it too late. I can post it on like the Friday instead of the Thursdays that I usually post. But of course with the weather, with sickness, we're running a bit behind. Even though I planned ahead this year, I have every single video planned and I'm still behind. So I'm going to continue listening to this. We just finished supper. I'm waiting for my partner to come home. There was a major, major, major ice storm that happened today. Thankfully, we still have power, but the roads are astronomically horrible. My partner and his father own their own business, so they had to go in. So we're waiting for him to come home safely. We've eaten. Supper is ready for my partner. So now we're just going to sit back, relax, and listen to some more Holopox. Welcome back to me sitting in this chair and welcome to the end of the vlog. And let's talk about my final thoughts on Holopox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow. I really, really enjoyed where this last third went, and I think it made for a really exciting setup for the next book in the series, which, as you know, I cannot buy this year because I'm on a book buying ban. When I can, I will be really excited to read it. So, as with every installment in this series, I always have so much fun reading these. I think with the Nevermore series, it's really nice to have a consistent middle grade series that I can rely on, that really keeps me entertained with characters that are incredibly charming and intelligent with every book. I'm going into this knowing and expecting a charming and intelligent book for middle grade readers. I love, love, love Morgan as a main character. I think her motivations and her choices are always really well explained, and she never comes off as annoying, which is often a problem I think I have for younger books such as these. And similarly, I think all the characters around her are equally strong and valid with the choices that they make as well. I'm never annoyed reading these books. With each release, I've found that as soon as I'm done reading it, I want to go back and start from the beginning again because the plot is always really, really interesting. But I think in this one, and I mentioned it in the last update, was such an interesting plot as the events were eerily similar to what was going on the year that this book happened to be published, and also the discussions that are going on in here as this virus is attacking or coming from a specific group of people. I will say that there were parts in the timeline of this novel that I found myself a bit confused, and I do feel like too much was going on in this book as a whole. I'm saying that while also understanding that this is really opening up the world and opening up Morgan's background and characterization more for those future installments in the series. So I can't wait to pick up the next one soon. I can't wait to see what happens with Morgan. Really, really like this. I gave it a 4 stars. So now we've come to the end of the vlog. Another group of books cleared from the shelves. Let's summarize my overall thoughts. Amaria and the Night Brothers, I think, is the ultimate winner of the vlog. I give this 4.5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely will be continuing in this series when I originally didn't think I was going to. And I think the common theme here is that I love when middle grade books tackle heavy subjects that allow for middle grade readers to develop empathy. So I really, really like this one. Then we have Tilly and the Book Wanderers by Anna James. I think this one, in comparison to the two others that were doing a bit more in middle grade and tackling on real world issues into their books, I think this one just came off as like a safe, good, fun middle grade. So I give this 3.5 stars. I will be unhauling this because I do think that I want to put it out into my community because it's a fun middle grade. And I think the price of middle grade books is astronomical. So if I can put one more into the community, I will. And then obviously, as you just saw, Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morgan Grow by Jessica Townsend, I gave a 4 stars. Really enjoyed this, but this is a consistently good middle grade series for me. So that's it. These are all of the books I read for this vlog. Please let me know down below if you've read any of them. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Let me know. And if you would like to follow me on my reading journey, I always leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. Understanding, of course, that these are owned by billionaires, but we need to utilize them in order to stay connected and informed. So you can follow me there as long as they exist. And of course, because it is the end of the video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Just wondering for my channel makes me feel really good. And that's it. I never know how to end these things, so I will see you next time. Okay, bye.